One of the things that prevent international students from paying their tuition fee is the installment payment plan. Having a tuition fee of like £12,000 or £8,000 and being told to pay it in 2 installments almost immediately after you arrive in the UK is impossible, especially except you have the money. It's mostly impossible. And most international students, let's not kid ourselves, we want to work and pay some of those bills. We want to work and pay the tuition fee. We want to work and pay our accommodation fees, despite all what we proved during the visa application. So in this video, I'll be sharing schools that have great installment plan so that you can plan your tuition fee payment and hopefully get the best out of the UK university that you go to. So if you're interested in videos such as this, please keep on watching.
Cause you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky getting freaky, get it right, get that freaky on, 챙겨 보고다가 get freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky getting freaky, get it right, 상관하지 마.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva. I am a pharmacist. I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. And in this series of videos, I'll be sharing everything about UK universities for international students. I'll be sharing about SOPs, that's personal statement that you need to apply to schools. I'll be sharing about the whole application process, the visa process, what to do and what not to do so that you don't get a 10 years ban. I'll also be sharing tips and tricks that you can use to make sure that your application and the whole process is seamless and also that you experience the best out of UK. So if you like videos such as that, please subscribe to this channel. It is free to subscribe. Just click on that red button that says subscribe. And also, if you want to be notified anytime the video drops like it's hot, click on that bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Like I said, one of the things that international students, have a problem with when they get to the UK is paying their school fees, because you are allowed to only work 20 hours. I'm sure if you're an international student, you might know that, but if you don't know, you're allowed to only work 20 hours during term time, that's during school time, and you can work for as much as 60 hours when school is not in session. But the period between the semester when schools are not in session is a bit small, so you might not be able to make the kind of money that you think you'll make. One of the things to prevent you from being reported to the Home Office or being threatened to be deported or your studentship removed or your student or you not having access to some of the student facilities like I was threatened, as a story for another day, is to go to schools with great installment plans. Schools that will allow you to pay a little amount or a substantial amount or reasonable amount a lot of times. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of those schools so that you can check it out if you find a course that you desire to study and the payment plan pays you, then you can apply to that. Most schools will have like 2 installment plans apart from your tuition fee deposit, which you need to get CAS. CAS is the confirmation of acceptance of studies, and that's what you need to apply for visa. So schools like University of Derby, schools like Nottingham Trent University have a 2 installment payment plan in place. So you pay 50% of your remaining school fees after the tuition deposit when you enroll. That's around October, and then you pay the other 50% when you pay the other 50% like in January or February. And the 50%, if your school fees is about 15,000 to 15,850, okay, you get a scholarship of 3,000, you pay your 3,000 deposit, and you still have like 8,000 to pay. So they're telling you that when you enroll in October, you have to pay 4,000 something, and you are resuming in September. 4,000 between middle of September to October ending. How? With 20 hours per the 20 hours per week as a student. So in this video, like I said, I'll be sharing some of the most affordable installment payment plan that I've seen. So the first is University of Southwood. Now, University of Southwood has over 5 equal installment plan apart from your tuition deposit, and that is where people see a problem with University of Southwood, because the initial deposit is £5,500. So you have to pay that before you can get your CAS. That's a lot of money. If you look at it from that point of view, is a disadvantage. But if you look at it from the other point of view, it's a great advantage. You pay £5,500 before you enter the UK, and gives you a leverage because you paid a lot of your school fees. You paid about a third of your school fees, and then the remaining school fees, you have to pay it in 5 installments, and you pay it starting 1 month after your registration. So according to the website, it said you start paying 31st of October, 30th of November, 31st of December, 30th of January, and 28th of February as of September 2022 intake. So that is the installment plan of University of Southwood. I have not yet confirmed that, but I heard they also give a free laptop to these international students. So if that favors you, check it out. If you want to know the school fees of Southwood, I think I mentioned it in my last video, so you should check it out. The next is University of Hull. University of Hull, as I mentioned in my last video, is one of the schools with the cheapest tuition fees at this point in time. It could change by next year. At this point in time, and their installment payment plan is one that is very attractive to international students, because first of all, you have to pay a deposit of 2,000. So if your school fees is in total maybe 8,950 or 11,000, you pay 2,000 after that, so you have the remaining of 6,950 or 9,000. That's the first good news for most international students, because it's a cheap. It's one of the lowest tuition fee deposit. Most of them are, you just saw me mention 5,500. Most of them are like 3,000, but 2,000 is kind of fair. Now, one of the great things that makes University of Hull's installment payment plan very nice is that the remaining school fees is paid in 3 installments, and this is the beauty of this school. So now the next one is you pay 33% of your school fees. So it's 33% at enrollment, and that is in October. And like I just mentioned, University of Derby and NTU, that's Nottingham Trent University, when they say 50% of your total remaining is the remaining, but this is 33% of the total school fees minus, that's where it's good, minus the tuition fee deposit. So if your 33% of your, say 11,000 is about 3,850, and you've already paid 2,000 for deposit, if you pay more, if you pay like 2,500, your remaining school fees for the first installment when you get to the UK would be 1,850. If you pay 2,000 and your 33% of the whole school fees is 3,850, and If you pay 2,500, it will be 1,350, which most people are clapping because hey, that's October ending. And if you had resume early, because most of the schools for September start in September 19. They start at September 19, and if you arrive early, you can get your NIN sorted, your whole shebang sorted, and get a job early. You can work some few 40 hours, 60 hours before school starts, and then 20 hours, and you have like 6 weeks of 20 hours per week if you get a job, and you'll be able to pay that remaining tuition fee deposit for the first enrollment. And some people also have the money, because like I said, most schools do 3,000, so they might just get like 4,000 and already have that deposit, then work towards the next installment. And the next installment is also 33% of the whole school fees. So if your 33% is 3,850, you pay that in January ending or February, depending on the time they give you. And then the third installment is the 34% of the whole school fees, and that will be around April or May. Great, right? So that's one of the reasons that University of Hull is not the hot cake this year. Next year, it could be another school. Anyway, the third one is Manchester Metropolitan University, and the deposit for that is 3,000. This also has the 3 installment payment plan like University of Hull, but this is equal and the days are different. So you have October, January, and May. Hey, it's still good. It's still good. It's 3 equal installment plan of the remaining school fees, unlike the University of Hull that was 33% of the total school fees. So if your school fees is 16,500, and like I mentioned in my last video, they give a scholarship of 3,000, automatic international scholarship of 3,000. And so if your school fees remaining 13,500, so in minus your 3,000 deposit, so you have 10,500 to pay, and you pay it in 3 equal installment payments. Hey. So the next one now is University of Lincoln. The first, according to their website, they have like 3 stages. So the first stage is to pay a deposit of £3,000. I also mentioned University of Lincoln in my last video, in which they give 5,000 discount, £5,000 tuition fee discount to African students and also some students from the EU like the Malta, Czech Republic. So the school fees is about 16,200 minus your 5,000, so that's 11,200. So minus 3,000, so you have 8,200 to pay. The second stage is you have to pay the remaining of the 50% of your total school fees. Now, just like Hall that did 33%, 34%, and they are saying 50% of the total. Some schools will say, like I mentioned, University of Derby and NTU will say 50% of your remaining. This is 50% of total. So, like I said, 11,200 is your total. You've paid 3,000 already. 50% of the total is 5,600. So 5,600 minus 3,000 is what you pay for the second stage before enrollment. So I believe that you pay that 2,600 at the time given by the university. So you could establish a payment plan. It could be that they tell you to pay to 2,600 after you've gotten your visa, or they tell you to pay it. If you're supposed to resume September 19, you're supposed to pay September 10 or something. You could establish that you could pay September 30th or something, but that's the second stage. And now the remaining 50%, that is the 5,600. This is where I get good. This is where I get good. Good. The remaining 5,600 is paid in 9 installments. Can you bear that? Is somebody feeling it with me? 9. Now, the issue is 9. So, you can pay it less. I think you can establish to pay it less in less amount of time. So, if you don't want to pay it 9 installments almost every month from, I think from October, from November, almost every month you have to pay. You have to pay something. You could establish that you pay it maybe in 6 installments, so the money that you pay would not become a lot more. But paying it in 9 installments and paying it in less amount of installments might pay you. It has the pros and the cons. Now for the 9 installment payment, you pay around 630. I did the calculation. 630 pounds per installment payment. But the thing is, like I said, you're supposed to do only 20 hours of work per week during term time. So if you're doing 20 hours per week, that's 80 hours, and you're getting paid £10 per hour, so that's about 800. If you pay 680 every month, you won't have enough to feed. But there's also something that I say when I tell people when they want to go to the UK, always have like 3 months or 4 months or 5 months of your accommodation, feeding and everything, so that our first 5 months, any work, any job you're doing, any money you're earning, you're keeping it towards your tuition fee deposit or tuition fee, the remaining of the tuition fee. So if you do that, paying 630 per month would be easy. And then again, if you come in September, there's a big pro incoming in September as against January, because there's the Christmas period where money is made. People have made almost 3,000 during the Christmas period. So if you make £3,000 during the Christmas period, you will pay for your remaining tuition fee. Anyway, that is University of Lincoln for you. And now also I'm going to talk about the barbers of the barbers, and that is Teesside. Like I said in my previous video, you probably know Teesside University has 7 installment payment plans. So if you do the 2 years, you pay 7 for the first year after paying your tuition deposit of 4,000. So if your school fees is 17,000, it used to be 15,000, but it's now 17,000 minus your automatic discount if you qualify for it. That's 15,000 divided into 2. That's 7,575. So you are paying the remaining 3,500 in 7 installments, and you also pay the remaining 7,500 for the second year in 7 installments. So that is it's okay. It's all right. I will mention some other schools and just state their installment payment plan without their deposit. So we have East Anglia. It's about 3 or more installment payment. Brighton, University of Brighton is 6. Okay, so University of Stirling is about 12 monthly payment plan. So you pay your deposit of about 2,000 to 3,000. Then in enrollment you have to pay the 15. There are actually 2 types of their. I think they have 2 installment payment plans. So you have the one that you pay monthly, 12 months for the remaining money. Then you have the one that you pay twice. So the one that you pay twice, after your deposit, you pay the 15%. You pay on enrollment, you pay 50% of the remaining fees minus your deposit. And then the next 50% of the remaining fee is paid 5 months after enrollment. And then you have the second one, which I mentioned that it will be a monthly installment payment. So you have to pay. You have to make sure that your remaining fees divided by 12, that you're paying it every month. You cannot skip a month. That's for University of Stirling. Then you have Wolverhampton, it's 7, Glasgow Caledonian University 8, and Beaumont is about 3, Queen Mary University of London is about 3 installment payment plan. So I hope this was very helpful for you. It can help you decide which school to go to, which school will not stress you with payment, because boy, this Oyinbo, let me say it in Nigeria, those Oyinbo people like their money. They can threaten you if you do. The threats they gave me, you would think I'm owing the whole 22,850. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to know about schools that give automatic tuition fee discount, then you need to watch the next video that I'm putting up. So subscribe and click on that bell notification icon by the side so that you are notified when I upload it. It is going to be juicy. So make sure to join in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Freaky on, get that freaky on. I'll be on the top.